Hello and welcome to Oracle Insight. This reading is for our Earth Elementals, specifically Taurus. Okay, so this is going to be for the upcoming 7 days between the 29th of November and the 5th of December. So I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle these cards and then we'll get straight onto the reading. There seems to be a theme of some really heavy energies happening at the moment with the readings today. And this looks to be the case with yourselves, Taurus. And that's, of course, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and rising signs. Okay. Okay, so you've got the Grand Cross Provoker there in the current energies and situation with a creative endeavour that's in reverse. So these speak to tensions in the air. There are some kind of energies that are at cross purpose with each other. So you might be finding a lot of, there could be some disagreements about you. You might actually be feeling like you're being pulled in different directions. Now, with this creative endeavor, especially in line with the Grand Cross, that's speaking to like a blockage to your creativity. You've got some, and this could be actually just because of the mindset that you've got at the moment. It's the flow of energy is not being allowed here, and so this is obviously with the Grand Cross and Provoker. If those energies that are about you, it's affecting how it is that you normally show up in terms of your creativity. So that's something to be mindful of. And with this, the control is with you. And because that's something internal, that's some internal energy that you are able to shift or not. Now, depending on yourself, of course, and your intentions and actions. So over here, this is the position of what not to do, and you're sitting there with Mercury retrograde, reinvention. So as well as the events and milestone card here, it doesn't seem like delay is an option for you. This is the Mercury retrograde speaks to delays. It speaks to not moving forward because, of course, the Mercury is going backwards with this retrograde. And given that that's in a what not to do situation, this is about not backpedaling. It's about moving forward because you've got milestone and events here. So I'm getting a sense that there are things to be achieved, and it's not about reinventing the wheel here, that reinvention. It's not about that at all. It's about moving forward and being, you've got to push through these difficulties that might be surrounding you at the moment in terms of the energies, as well as some blockages with endeavors that you might be pursuing right now, or you have been pursuing. And with part of fortune, well, this is a good thing, part of fortune increase, as well as events and the commitment in reverse. So part of fortune is a gift. It's something that's positive. It can be some kind of increase or some kind of surprise gifting of money potentially, or an opportunity that comes in unexpectedly and supports your ability to afford something, or supports your ability to deal with situations that might be trying at the moment. So if the increase doesn't quite resonate, it could be because with this commitment card in reverse, that does speak to some kind of potentially a relationship separation there, a breakup. It could be also to do with a business relationship as well. And given that this position for these cards is actually speaking about something that needs to be done or something you should move forward on. So I would say this is about you having that mindset to move forward in anticipation of something better, right? And with the commitment, if there is to be some kind of separation, whether that be in a personal connection or professional, that really does speak to you allowing that to occur, because it's just part of what needs to happen, you know, and it supports the greater picture. And I must say that with the Saturn return here and the decrease in cycle, see, this also connects with that card, in that this could point to one, an internal drain of some sort, energetically, emotionally, or it could also point to a time of separations with others. So that, once again, that could be a love situation or professional. And along this card with the Saturn return, yeah, you've got some good there, and then you've got these cards here that are pointing to potential outcomes that are not so satisfying. But this Saturn return, so that happens, say 29 to 30, 58 to 60. I believe that's how it works, yeah. So you could be in that age group as you watch this, either one of those. But Saturn's quite the taskmaster. It's really testing you. So what you're going through right now is in order for you to experience the tests and the lessons of Saturn, the Saturn return energies, and being able to determine, analyze what is working for you and what isn't. And it could mean that in this analysis, in this reassessment that you're going through, you could discover that something needs to be let go. Whether that is something internal that you have been holding on to or carrying with you, which kind of speaks to the blockage here. And this card is asking you to assess that and see whether realistically, is that going to serve you if you take it further? And if not, obviously it's saying to let that go. Now with the Three of Cups, Ace of Swords and High Priestess. I love it. Look, you've got the 1, you've got the 2, and this card is the 3s. For some of you, this is actually looking, when I look at the Three of Cups here, then the Ace of Swords, which is, you know, that's about joy, that's about communion, that's to do with celebrations potentially. And the Ace of Swords, that's about truth, that's about being given a sense of clarity, an idea of, and I think this works in with the Saturn return, just an understanding of what is true for you and what is relevant for you now. And with the High Priestess there too, see, this looks as if it's not as daunting as I was initially sensing, because you've got part of fortune there and increase, which is really suggesting that there are benefits to be gained. So I'm really getting the sense that this card here, in terms of the blockage, that is really connecting to these other cards in this sense. It is saying that a lot of what needs to be shifted or identified is something that you actually have control over. This is not something that's outside of your control. You know, with part of fortune there, that's a literal blessing to be enjoyed. So I think that it's actually looking more positive than I initially sensed. So really good. Especially I love the fact that the Three of Cups is there, you know, next to the Truth. I mean, that is something that's fantastic. That's like, you know, your truth leads to your happiness. And so regardless of what might be happening, if there is some kind of after an increase, it needs to be applied to certain things that are requiring attention, whether it's bills or things that have to be maintained, or it's okay, because that understanding of that cycle, the cycles of life, you know, it does. You've got a better clarity in terms of where you are at. And look, you've got 7 in harmony. Yeah, and as I was talking in terms of the energies coming internally from you, look, this is really reiterating this for me. It's saying that you're the one that has the power over any situation that might be testing or trying you right now. And so you've certainly got energies in your favor. It's more about how you choose to allow those energies to support you as you go forward. So, I mean, goodness, Ace of Swords, that's fantastic. New beginnings of an understanding of clarity there too. And the High Priestess, that's you really tapping deeper into yourself to get past these blockages and really connect with that divine essence that gives you that sense of creativity and connection. There we go, Taurus. That is the reading that I have for you. I hope that it brings you some kind of guidance as you move forward in these times. And until I connect with you again, take care. Hello and welcome to Oracle Insight. This reading is for the Earth Elementals and specifically for Virgo. So that's Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. Now I'm just going to select these cards and then we shall start the reading. You've got this position here is pointing to your current energies or situation. This is pointing to, oh gosh, that's showing up in that same position a few times. That's interesting. You've got Pluto transformation. This is essentially what not to do. Okay, interesting. And then this Chiron at 8. The number 8 there, and 8 with events. Oh, that's fantastic. That's speaking to creative endeavors, and that is in a position of what to do. And this one is potential outcome. So Virgo with the card 12th house there and escape. So we're talking about current energy. So I'm getting a sense there that with this happy success and consciousness, this is telling of potentially you tapping into some kind of knowledge, a higher consciousness at this time with those particular cards, which is interesting. Because this happy success and consciousness is really about the benefits that come from controlling thoughts, being positive in your outlook. Okay, so that could also suggest if there is some information that you don't have right now, which you need in order to complete something, move on from something, that piece could be missing. But with your consciousness, with this card in happy success, you have the ability to intuit, intuit that missing link, that missing piece in the answer that you might be waiting for. So that really does point to you having insight there with regards to that. And with the, I'll just turn these over, with the Pluto and transformation with the healing card. Okay, so this is a tough ride with the transformation. We're talking about, the beginnings, endings. We're talking about upheavals. Certainly what you know of is being transformed. But given that this is in the don't do position, I'm really getting a sense, because this healing light is talking to the ability to, it's like an internal healing power that you actually have. And so with this transformation, this is about you not letting go of that, not losing sight of that. I get a sense that you're aware of this kind of ability or inclination, or just that knowingness about you in regards to a healing energy, then this is really pointing to you maintaining that and not letting go of that with that position. Because look, you've got Chiron here and healing, and see, Chiron is the wounded healer, and it points to having to address wounds or challenges or sensitivities that you may have been holding on to, carrying around, and sometimes known and then unknown. But this is really talking to being able to move past that and heal that. So that's interesting that Chiron healing comes up with this, the healing light as well. And with the creative endeavors, that's about you, flowing that energy towards something constructive, something creative. Given that these two cards are together and they're in the position of what to do, this is about embracing that ability to heal. Now, for some of you, it could refer to a healing within yourself, or for others, with the cards the way they're landing, this is really speaking to you potentially starting up some kind of creative endeavor, creative project that uses this healing light and ability that you have to assist others in the healing of their Chiron wounds. Oh, that's also something as well. And just looking at how the tarot can assist here. Yeah, see the Page of Pentacles with that creative endeavor. There is some kind of opportunity here to begin an endeavor of some kind that it has the potential to grow into something more, to provide some kind of support for you in the future as well. And with the Seven of Wands, see, this is, I'm getting, this is kind of reflecting the tensions, the defenses that one takes, standing in defense of oneself. And when I'm looking at that in connection with these cards, see, this is also connecting with the Chiron healer, you being able to assist people and being able to release those burdens, those wounds that they've been carrying with the Chiron healer, and then allowing them that balance. See, the Justice is talking about the balancing of the scales. So it really points to me that Virgo, you're actually in a position where you can help people potentially clear out their karma with the scales of justice being in balance there, and something that gives them that sense of balance and that sense of coming back to their own sense of control and power. Because the Justice is talking about major energies there, one of the major arcana cards. So, oh, that's fabulous. That's really powerful. And with Leo and I will, this is the potential outcome. So once again, the Leo card is talking to creativity, and it's interesting that all three cards here, which I find synchronistic, we're talking 8. The events card number is 8, as well as this Leo card, the 1 and the 7 combined to make the number 8. So you've got 3 8s there. So that reiterates, oh my gosh, and you've got another one, consciousness. Okay, so these cards are definitely, for a majority of you, it's really pointing to you being able to access your abilities to support others in a way, in ways that will assist in their healing. And for some of you, it could actually mean that healing releases some kind of creative ability to express. That's a creative expression that you're able to tap into once that healing's done, potentially. Okay, and then with, like I said, with the Leo, that is to do with creative expression. That rules, Leo's in the 5th house, which is about creative expression. It's about children as well. And I don't see this really pointing to children unless, of course, you are dealing with a child or a younger member of the family that is experiencing this kind of shift. And yeah, so otherwise I'm getting a strong feeling that this is actually yourself. And this is, yeah, that's really stepping into your light with I will. That's about you claiming that ability for yourself and to shine that light out upon others. Wow. That's wonderful. Now with events and travel in reverse. Now that sometimes talks to things not quite panning out the way you want it, in terms of there might be a trip that you had been planning. It's not going to come through at this stage, or it could be that you were wanting to move house potentially, and that might not work out, or it's an indication that it would be delayed. But with the Leo card there, though, in regards to that, it seems that that's just chump change. It's like that's whatever's going on with this thing here. It's very minimal in terms of the surrounding energies. It's just, this is where it's at here. Oh, liberation, and you've got liberation here. And that's a angel oracle card. Yeah, well, look at that. So you've got the third eye. You've got that eye there too. So, well, this is really you unshackling whatever shackles you have on you that has been holding you back in terms of the wounding. And it's like, see, that can be the sun there too with the Leo. And that's you really stepping it up and into your power here and using it to assist others. Wow, that is fabulous. Okay, Virgo, that is a very interesting reading there. That is the insight I have for you. I hope that assists you in some way as you move through these times. And until I connect with you again, take care. Hello and welcome to Oracle Insight. I trust you are all doing well today. Now, I am doing readings for the Earth Elementals, and this one is for Capricorn specifically. It is for the 29th of November through to the 5th of December. I'm going to, and of course it's Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising. Now, let's go ahead, table these cards, and then we'll get on with the reading. That's actually there. Sorry. Capricorn. So these cards with the grand trine and blessings there, you're really coming into a time of ease and flow for yourself. That seems to be things falling into place for you, the right timing, right place, right time, that kind of energy. Now with this consciousness, the great gratitude in reverse, this is really pointing to you being mindful that you don't block this flow of energy here with the grand trine blessings by fear or lack consciousness. So that card is just asking you to be mindful of where you focus energy towards in regards to your thought patterns. Now with the this is talking about an indication of what not to do, and so with the South Node and life's dance, I'm really getting a sense that that is asking you to focus on where you're going, not where you have been before. And with this card here in connection to that, yeah, that's reiterating the importance of really focusing on the positives and have your sights set on what you're wanting to achieve and not get pulled back to the South Node, which is past experiences, past habits, past tendencies. And with this card in reverse, so that's just letting you know that Archangel Michael and Gabriel are there to support you. So you can certainly call upon them to assist you in connecting, supporting, strength, giving you that strength with Archangel Michael and then Archangel Gabriel to support you in any communications that you might need to make at this time. And with the Cancer, I feel, and deception in reverse there. So that's really talking to, that's a good, with this card in reverse, that's really talking to a resolution. If there is something that has been troubling you, that has been, there's been some confusion about, or arrangements have not been settled properly or in your favor, there is something that there's a resolving of this for you. And so that's really, so that's supportive. That's very supportive. And especially with the grand trine blessings there, that's really also speaking to, like I said, things going in your favor. But it would just seem that with a few of these cards being in reverse, there's it's not a smooth ride. It's something that requires effort in order to achieve. And with the Cancer, I feel that's you trusting in yourself, having that intuitive understanding of moving forward, of sense what's going on with others. And you know, this, when I'm looking at these two together as well, if there could be some kind of situation with, it could even be a family member, and that could actually, I'm getting a sense it could be a health issue as well. And if that is the case, this does point to you being able to feel that, have that understanding for the emotions that are being generated around you. And like I said, with that events card in reverse, that's talking to a resolution, some kind of positive solution to the situation. Because yeah, you've got the Chariot here, so there's positive movement forward. There is some supportive energies for you to go towards these blessings here. Have that emotional maturity to understand what is required of you in that situation. And with the Black Moon and Lilith and the intentions back and forth, this really matches up with the Eight of Wands very nicely, because this is talking about that you're at a stage, this is the potential outcome here. This is where you are focused, you're more directed in the actions that you will be taking moving forward, and you've got a clearer intention. So that is very, which is great, because the Black Moon Lilith and the mystery, sometimes that points to, this is really potentially pointing to, you're going to need that intention and that energy and that desire to take control of things and move forward, because there might still be some things that need to be sorted out in here. It's not going to, the clarity is not going to be there straight away. Even though with the Eight of Wands there could be something that shows up that actually assists in speeding the next step up into gear, the next step onwards into gear, because the Eight of Wands is talking to some speed. It's talking to something being cleared away quite quickly. So if there is some hesitation, if there is something subversive there that you're not sure of, given the intention here to hold your course and be strong in it, this would indicate that whatever the Eight of Wands is going to provide for you in terms of clarity, that's going to assist in countering this mystery element here with the Black Moon Lilith. And with the Four of Pentacles, I don't see this as sometimes you can see the Four of Pentacles as, kind of a stagnant kind of energy. That's not what I'm seeing here. I think in this here, it's really talking to you being ready to accept, it's encouraging you to be ready to receive blessings, and you have the fortitude about you and that stability to actually carry you through some of the turmoil that might be presented with whatever you've gone through in terms of the resolution that might be showing up here, and with the hidden elements that the Black Moon Lilith might present. So, and with the Chariot, that's talking to movement, and it's talking to some strong movement at that, and paired up with the Eight of Wands. Yeah, it's okay. These energies are actually going to be this here and this consciousness in reverse with great gratitude. Those energies do look to be moving. I keep picking up this deck to shuffle, but I don't need that one. So that's really great, especially with the Eight of Wands there. That fire is just burning away all that heaviness, that confusion. But what I find is really great in this is that the back and forth, the intention is there for you and the outcome, because that is where the power is. The power is with you in terms of your consciousness. So you're set. Oh, look, I am creator. You certainly are. So that really is reiterating the fact that you're the one that has the ability to control a lot of the important factors in this situation, and that's basically what's being grown internally in terms of that consciousness. So that's excellent, with intention there in the back and forth and this. Yeah, you've got this. All right, well done then. Okay, Capricorn, that is the insight that I have for you today. I hope that it serves you in some way as you move forward, and should that be the case, like and subscribe if you feel so inclined, and I will look forward to being able to connect with you again in another reading.